What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Bearded Fortech. If you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. I want to go over this Ford 10-speed transmission. There's a couple things going on. A lot of you guys will have a harsh delayed shift, bucking and jerking, stuff like that. And if your truck was built December of 2022 and forward, then you don't really have to worry about the CDF clutch or the CDF drum, anything like that. So we're going to talk about that. GoPro, stop. So there's a new TSB out for the CDF drum. You basically take it apart, look at the bushing on the inside. If it's slid or anything like that, you replace the CDF drum. You always replace the trash can. The trash can's a new anodized one. The CDF drum actually has like a little lip in it to keep the bushing from sliding. There's also one now for the 24 through 25 models for a harsh delayed shift. And that's actually dealing with a one-way clutch. So what I'm gonna do, we're gonna look at my computer and I'm gonna show you the difference between these two. So if you're having any of these symptoms that I'm gonna go over with you guys, make sure you get it checked out, get it fixed. Obviously, if you're still under warranty. TSB is not warranty, it's not a recall. It's just for us to go by. I guess you could say like, oh, hey, these are the symptoms that it's having. Let's do this right here. So let's go on my computer and we're going to take a look at these TSBs. All right, so if we look right here, this is a TSB, a Technical Service Bulletin 26-2042, harsh delayed engagement and or harsh delayed shift. This is affecting the 22 Expedition, the 20 through 22 Explorer, the 21 through 22 F-150, 21 through 22 Mustang, 20 through 23 Transit, and the 20 through 22 Navigator. And basically what it's saying, these are parts for the different vehicles. There's actually a pretty cool video where it shows the CDF clutch or CDF drum test, which is this right here. Just the tool that they're hooking up. Example of performing the gauge connection. If you guys, I don't know if it'll let me. It won't let me make it full screen. But that right there, that's the shift cable. And then that, the black box behind it, that's the cooler. The cooler used to be down here in front of the transmission. Basically, it just takes that off. You take the shift cable off, and then back behind it, there's like a plug. And then that plug, you put in the gauge, or you put in a little adapter, and then hook the gauge to it. So this is back behind the bracket where the shifter sits. That's the plug. I don't know how well you can see it. He's going to put another plug in it. That's actually how you do a transmission service on these two. There's an adapter that you put in the dipstick fill tube, and then you take that plug out, put another one in, use the transmission machine. So he's putting that in. Then he's going to connect the tool to it. That's a tool that they use to check the function of the CDF. So if we go down, so it's when you're using the VCM and all that stuff, there's the connection. Different ones for different vehicles. CDF calculator tool. So the repair procedure, if it's the CDF drum, remove the transmission, mount it to a bench, disassemble it, disassemble the clutch planetary assembly, perform only the necessary steps to remove the clutch planetary, the CDF clutch cylinder, and the number 3 sun gear. Remove the E-clutch and input shaft assembly, remove and discard the sun gear, number 3 shaft seals, install 4 new. Disassemble the C, D, and F clutch, disassemble from the CDF cylinder, discard the CDF cylinder, assemble the CDF assembly into the new CDF clutch cylinder. It's basically telling you to work for the workshop manual. check the in-play, remove or discard the input shaft seals, install the 5 new input shaft seals, install the number 4 ring gear, and you're basically tearing the whole thing down. You're basically replacing that bushing. So if I go back for the 24 through 25 models, I saw it on here a minute ago. It was a transmission concern. Extended crank on the 3.5 ecoboost. That's a leaking high pressure fuel pump. That's an updated road test. There's a 22 through 24 Super Duty 550 600. Rain sensing wipers. One touch up down doesn't work. HVAC module not complete. I just saw it in here a minute ago. There's a lot of stuff going on, man. There it is. February 26th. That's today. New. 2425 various vehicles. 10R80, 10R80 MHT, 10R100. No upshift past second gear. Unable to achieve third gear ratio and or illuminated mill with DTC's P0757 and a P2701. We click on that. It's going to be the 2425 Expedition, 2425 Explorer, 2425 F-150, 2425 Super Duty, 2425 Mustang, 2425 Transit, and the 2425 Lincoln Navigator. All right. Some vehicles listed above may exhibit at least one of the following. No upshift past second, unable to achieve third gear ratio, illuminated with the codes that we're talking about. This may be due to a damaged one-way clutch. So that's all parts. And we get down here. These are all parts. All right. It says remove the transmission fluid pump. Oh, let me go back up. Perform the one-way clutch directional test. Remove the fluid pump to access the rotating assembly. Okay. Through the bottom of the transmission case. Hold the clutch planetary container cylinder. I'm going to try to get where you can see both of these. Cylinder, figure one, call out one, this is yellow dot right here. Stationary while rotating the number 1 ring gear, figure 1, call out 2, the ring gear, highlighted in yellow. In the arrow direction shown, so it's going to go this way. This is the front of the truck, so you're going to turn it clockwise. To verify the one-way clutch rotates freely and smoothly while holding the clutch and planetary container cylinder, figure 1, call out 1, right here. Try rotating the number 1 ring gear, call out 2, this one, in the opposite direction. So that's why it's called a one-way clutch. It'll go this way, but not the other way. Not supposed to. It goes one way. Does the ring gear number 1 rotate in the direction shown and hold the opposite direction? Yes, doesn't apply. No, proceed to front support replacement. Install the transmission fluid pan. You don't have to torque it. Remove the transmission. Remove and discard the front support assembly. It's only necessary to remove the torque converter, main control, and the transmission fluid pump to remove the front support. Inspect other transmission components, perform the T3 selective shim measurement, reassemble the transmission, install the transmission, perform the adaptive learn cycle. So that's a new one. That's today. So if you got a 24 through 25 Expedition, Explorer, F-150, Super Duty, Mustang, Transit, or Navigator, and you cannot no upshift past second gear or no third gear ratio, and you have a check engine light, and you have these two codes, a 0757 or a 2701, you probably have a damaged one-way clutch. The 23 models don't have any problems at all. That's crazy. What else we got on here? I don't know what that is. Equipment recall. We can go back to that fuel pump one. Some of you may have one of these. It was the 3.5 liter. All right, various vehicles, 24 through 25, 1.5, 2.0, 2.3, and 3.5. Extended crank, engine oil level high, smells like fuel. Okay, this is a special service message. It's going to be in the 24 through 25, F-150, Expedition, Navigator, Escape Corsair, Bronco, Explorer, Mustang, Maverick, vehicles equipped with a 1.5, 2.0, 2.3, 3.5, ecoboost, built on October 1st, 2024 through May 31st, 2025. May exhibit an extended crank condition, strong fuel smell in the engine oil, high engine oil level, and or may have various drivability diagnostic trouble codes stored in the PCM. This may be due to an internal fuel leak of the high pressure fuel pump, causing fuel to enter the crankcase and reduce fuel pressure in the direct injection fuel rail. Diagnose this condition using pinpoint test HP located in the workshop manual. If no DTCs are stored in the PCM, proceed from step HP1 to HP5 and continue testing. Repairs necessary outside of the article. So possible high pressure fuel pump leaking down. That's pretty insane. And that's on the 1.5, 2.0, 2.3, 3.5 EcoBoost for the F-150, Expedition, Navigator, Escape, Corsair, Bronco, Explorer, Mustang, Maverick. All right, so there's actually a lot going on there with the transmission, with the CDF drum, and then you got the 24, 25 models with the one-way clutch that's inoperable, that's not working like it's supposed to. And then you got the high pressure fuel pump leak on the 3.5, the 2.0, 2.3, 1.5 as well. That's in the F-150 and various vehicles. So for that one, check your oil. If your engine oil level is higher than normal and it smells and reeks of gasoline, then you probably have that. It's okay to smell a little bit of gasoline from fuel dilution, but if you drive it normally and more than 1 or 2 miles a day, that should dissipate because the engine oil will heat up and evaporate that. But if your engine oil level is raising and it smells more like gasoline than it does anything else, you might want to go get that checked out and show them that TSB or SSM. Sorry, that was an SSM. Show them that SSM. So there's been a lot going on. I appreciate you guys sticking around with me. Been really, really busy lately. I just wanted to touch base with you guys about those 3 things right there because I've had a lot of emails about transmission shifting and I just haven't come across it. I've been doing a lot of oil pans lately. I don't want to bore you guys with the oil pans, but if you're having a concern, feel free, shoot me an email. We can figure out what's going on with it. I can remote in to your truck. Maybe, possibly. We'll talk about it if you email me. Be more than happy to help you out. That being said, I love you guys. I appreciate it. I will see you on the next one.